Good morning, class. In the last video, we studied about ratio. We did the first exercise in which we solved the questions involving ratio. Now, moving on further with the same chapter, the next exercise is about proportion. Now, let me explain you first what the proportion means. When the two ratios given are equal, then they are said to be in proportion. If you have proved that the two ratios, suppose A ratio B is 1 ratio and second ratio is C ratio D, and you have proved them equal, means A ratio B is equals to C ratio D, and if they are equal, it means they are said to be in proportion. So basically proportion is what when the two ratios are equal, they are said to be in proportion. So we can say that if the ratios are equal, they are in proportion, or else if they are already given in proportion, it means they are equal. Means vice versa. We can use this in both the forms. Ratios are equal, the result we can say that they are in proportion. If they are in proportion, it is given. Now the result what you will give, that they are equal ratios. Hope it is understood. So let's move on with the exercise questions. You can see on the screen there is one formula I have written on the top. Product of extremes equals to product of means. So this full exercise has to be solved with this formula. This formula is only used in proportion. You can see the proportion sign also, the two dots are there. One dot when you make it is for the ratio, and the two dots when you make it is for the proportion. So here I have also shown, I have taken two ratios, A ratio B and C ratio D, and what are means and what are extremes. Here A is first quantity, B is second quantity, C is the third quantity, and D is the fourth quantity. So you can say that third quantity multiply by second quantity, or second multiply by third, you get the means, and first multiplied with the fourth, that is A into D is your product of extremes, B into C is the product of means. Hope the formula is understood. We'll move on further. First question I have solved. They have given one ratio which are already in proportion. Sorry, they are not in proportion. The question is asking you have to state whether true or false, means the given ratios are in proportion or not. So what you have to do, you have to find the two ratios, that is 10/70 first ratio, and the second ratio is 49/7. If they are equal, then they are in proportion. Now you can see they are not equal. First ratio, by changing into lowest term, we got 1/7, and another ratio we got 7. They are not equal quantities, so it is false. So you can say that they are not in proportion. Now in the second question, the question is asking to find the value of the fourth proportion. The three quantities are given in the question, and the fourth quantity or the fourth proportion we have to find out. So let it be x. So the three quantities which are given, you can see that is 1/2, second is 2/3, and third is 3/4, and fourth one I have taken x. So we have written it in the form of proportion, that is 3/2 ratio 7/3, proportion 13/4 ratio x. Now this is the proportion you have got, so you have to use the formula product of means equals to product of extremes. The middle quantities are the means, 7/3 into 13/4, and the first and the last quantities are extremes, that is 3/2 into x. Use algebra and find the value of x, and that will be your fourth proportion or a fourth quantity. Okay, then the next question number 3. Here you have to find the, I guess, second quantity you have to find out. Not the second quantity. Let me see in the book. What is the question? I forgot. There is a question. We have to find the quantity which 40 minutes bears the same ratio as 3.60 bears to 5.40. मतलब 40 minutes का ratio जिसके साथ है, आपको वो quantity find out करनी है. So let the quantity be x. which is making a ratio with 40 minutes. And these ratios are equal because it is written. The ratio which 40 minutes makes is same to the ratio which 3.60 and 5.40 are making. So that is why if they are equal, so means they are in proportion. Same it is given, so that is why I have used the proportion sign. So you can use the formula of the proportion, that is product of means into product of equals to product of extremes. So the middle quantities multiply, x into 3.60 equals to 40 into 5.40. You use the algebra here and find your value. Fourth question is the same we have done in the third one. It is same as it is. So I have not done, you can try. If you are finding any difficulty, then you can ask. Then we move on to the fifth question. This is with another method. They are asking to find whether the given quantities are in continued proportion or not. I explained you what is a continued proportion in first exercise. Continued proportion means in which you have the same value for b, that is a upon b equals to b upon c. So if the ratios are equal, a upon b is equals to b upon c, you can see b is same here. So then you can say that a, b, c are in continued proportion. So means what you have to do in this question, you have to find the ratio of a upon b and you have to find the ratio of b upon c. If the value is coming same, means a, b, c are in proportion. The question given is 16, 16, 4. So three quantities are given, a, b, c. Then use the formula which is a upon b. First find the ratio of a upon b, it is 1. Then find the ratio of b upon c, it is 4. They are not equal, that is why it is not a continued proportion. Question number 6, you have to find the third proportion. So let the third proportion be x and the values which are given. Third proportion is also solved with the method of continued proportion only. In this, the two quantities will be given. The second quantity will be same as the third quantity. You can see the two quantities given in the question is 2 upon 3, 3 upon 8. So A is 2 upon 3 and B is 3 upon 8. The same C value will also be 3 upon 8 only. Means you have to use a continued proportion method only. A ratio B proportion, B ratio C. Okay. So here C is your third proportion. So if you want, you can write it here. I'm writing it for you. For third, this method you have to use only for the third proportion. Continued method only. A ratio B proportion, B ratio C. So A is the first quantity, B is the second quantity and C is the third quantity that we have taken x. So we have formed it in the form of proportion. A value was 2 upon 3 and B value given was 3 upon 8. Again, product of means equals to product of extremes. And then I think with the algebra you can solve and get the value of x. In each and every question, remember, you have to use the same formula. What it is? Product of means equals to product of extremes. One more question I have solved it for you. That's the last one. For question number 6 only, last question. Two quantities A and B is given. Third you have taken x. So A ratio B proportion, B ratio x. Again, if you want, you can solve it like this. First ratio equals to second ratio because they are in proportion. So ratios are equal. That is why I have used equal sign. Or if you want that, you can do B multiply B equals to A into x. So here with this method also you can do, or you can do with the fraction method. It's your choice. Next, in question number 7, it is asking to find the mean proportion. Now till here, I hope you know where is the position of mean and where is the position of extreme. So means are in the center and extremes are the first and the last term. So if mean, the question is asking, so you have to take, let it be x, and at the center both you have to give x because means are at the center. The two quantities which are given in the question, they are first and fourth. So at the place of first, 4 is I have put, and the second quantity is 1 upon 4. Okay. So same, product of mean equals to product of extremes. So x into x is x square. Cancel it. When the square changes the side, it becomes under root. So from under root you have to take out the number using square root table. Hope you know that. If you don't know, then do learn it. Now question number 8. It is easy. In this already the ratios are in proportion. You only have to find the value of x. So you will be using the same formula, product of mean equals to product of extremes, and then find the value of unknown quantity, that is x. Question number 9, find the ratio. If the ratio that 49 bears to a quantity is the same as the ratio that quantity bears to 81. Same method, it is given in the form of statement, let the quantity be x. So 49 is making a ratio with the quantity which we have taken x, and the quantity which is x, it is bearing the same ratio with 81. So 49 ratio x, proportion x ratio 81. Again, product of mean equals to product of extremes, and then find the value. Here 3969 is a square root of 63, so you can see that. Okay, and please do not use any calculator here, since you are at home. Never use calculator, you are not of that age. Do solve all the multiplications, all the rough work of your own with your hands. Do not use any calculator. Okay, next, the length of a rectangular field is given. If the ratio of the length to the breadth is given, so ratio of the length and breadth, you can see it is 5:3. You have to find the breadth, so let the breadth be x. So length ratio breadth equals to 5:3. At the place of length, put its value, that is 140. Breadth we have taken x equals to 5:3. So you can see here upon